Today we're going to break down a masterclass in crisis response. We're looking at how a company, ABC Electronics, stared down a battery fire and managed to turn a potential disaster into a textbook example of how to do things right.
So let's just start with a quick question. Imagine it. You're at work and suddenly, bam, a loud explosion shakes the building. Alarms start screaming. In that moment of chaos, what is your very first move?
So the source of all this trouble? A single, compromised lithium-ion waste battery. If you work in electronics, you know these things can be a ticking time bomb. The big danger is something called thermal runaway, and that often leads to fire, or, you guessed it, an explosion.
And that risk? Well, it became a reality. The battery sparked, and that led to a minor explosion. This explosion happened dangerously close to the main production building. The team made the absolute right call, hit the site-wide alarm immediately. This was about preventing a mass casualty event before it could even start.
Get everyone out, fast, with zero injuries.
This was a perfect demonstration of their safety protocol in action. The floor marshals immediately took charge. They followed a simple three-step process. First, they issued firm, clear instructions, no room for confusion. Second, they used the existing signage to guide everyone to the designated assembly point. And third, and this is critical, they did a rigorous headcount to make sure every single person was accounted for.
A crisis today happens on two fronts. You're also fighting an information fire.
An incident commander, or IC, set up a command post and became the nerve center of the whole operation. The IC was in constant radio contact with two key teams, the emergency response team, the ERT, and the logistics team.
You've got the ERT, your first responders, all geared up, using chemical suppressants to fight the battery fire directly, while also containing any hazardous runoff. At the same time, the logistics team was securing the whole scene, locking gates, clearing roads, and making sure external services like the fire department and the Department of Environment had a clear path to get in.
The media team at ABC knew this was the real enemy, and they had a game plan to take it down.
Within just 15 minutes of the alarm going off, their first public statement was already out there.
It was about narrative control.
This was their first official post. It says, "All employees are safely evacuated with zero injuries." Then, there is no risk to the surrounding community.
And that brings us to the last question, the one for you and for your organization. Take a good, hard look at your own emergency plans. I'm sure they're ready for the physical fire, but are they ready for the information fire too? Because as ABC Electronics just proved, you can't really say you've won unless you're prepared to fight and win on both fronts.
Today we're going to break down a masterclass in crisis response. We're looking at how a company, ABC Electronics, stared down a battery fire and managed to turn a potential disaster into a textbook example of how to do things right.
So let's just start with a quick question. Imagine it. You're at work and suddenly, bam,